universe sees all.
If I was to show you all the findings of 2022, it would take up a lot of room. So let's look at 20 minutes of some of the findings right this year in 2022. Object on the left was filmed in 2018, on the right 2022. You can see the construction in the 2022 frame on the right. Back it up if you happen to see it again. Look over to the right, look over to the left here. Couple years apart, and you can see that there's actually an whole added side to both of those supposed craters. I showed you the supposed Apollo 17 landing, the square, 2 years ago, but maybe even 3. But I showed you this year those 3 light sources and the lines right there leaving. In that circle is where they declared Apollo 17 had landed. So whether they went or not, we know they didn't go the way they showed the public, not even for the Apollo 11 landing. It was a lie. They showed us illustrations. We have the 2 astronauts themselves, especially one of them at least, telling us that they did not go, right? Not the way the public showed it, that's for sure. They probably even didn't go themselves, or maybe they did. There are the 3 lines from Apollo 17 inside of Mare Serenitatis. This one a couple of years back, I got it. This is not a 2022 finding. I showed inside of Sinus Iridum, the promontorium at the end, a D, if I'm not mistaken, you could see all this construction. When I hold it sideways, and I'm going to show you this, then we'll go back to the 2022 sightings. Lots of stuff to show you all, guys and gals. What do you think of this? Best image ever to prove that there's construction on the moon. When I saw these lines right there and the rectangles that are reaching each other and that there's dirt all around it, moved around, chills. I know there's definitely something up there. Everyone that's going to see this image is going to wonder one of 2 things. Is Bruce telling the truth? And if he is, it's true, right? It's either way. If you know that it's true, it's true. But it's always the fact that I could be lying and trying to lie to you all. So that's why you yourselves have to do your own homework. Not hiding it. Sinus Iridum Promontorium D at the end of the mountain. All those objects, the 1,000 objects that you're looking at right now, blurry or not, are in every NASA image except effing small. And I mean effing small. Okay? Size of a dime. They show that. 2022. We have a dark triangle going by the sun. What is that all about? Unless it's James Webb Telescope that can be seen that big and close. I highly doubt it. James Webb Telescope is an L2 or L3 Lagrange, where there's no activity, apparently, no asteroids or meteors or even movement. There's right beside the sun, we said giant triangle. And hey, there's 6 other objects this year that I got. I can't even find all the videos. Lots of findings. You have to look through the uploads. Here on the surface of the moon, seeing objects taking off from the surface, I was able to see something again for the first time. 2022, I showed you guys that a UFO was leaving the surface of the moon and possibly even coming out from the inside of the moon. So let's go and see that part of the footage in case you've not seen that part of the footage. This is incredible, right? Like you all tell me about Crow 777. You guys talked about it for 15 bloody years, his lunar waves, but no one's talking about this. For me, it's far more incredible than a lunar wave. Not putting anyone down. Hello, we're not going to hide it. UFO coming outside of the surface of the moon in a black slit there. The only thing is a problem is that the objects that I'm showing are small and far away, which is common sense. It's normal, right? We're filming the moon. We could fight on how far the moon is, but it's besides the point. The point is that these lights, UAPs, are leaving and they are moving very fast. There are no humans inside of that. They would be mush. They would be killed. So we have a serious problem. The problem is that the Pentagon is hiding that. They're not talking about this. Everyone knows about it. You can be sure NASA does. JAXA also does. Japan. We have China that also knows about it for sure. Okay? You're not going to tell me they don't. This year, like every year, a lot of UFO activity, except for this year, all the characteristics, and I say all, the characteristics were quite different. The UFOs were low in the sky. They were faster. I got fast moving UFOs. They're not even in this video. There's a whole bunch of videos of that. The sightings would have taken me 2.5 to 3 hours to show you all the sightings. So it's important to document when you see activity and or something going on like this. You know, are they satellites? No, we're past that point. And obviously there are no satellites roaming around in these particular areas and times, because it's very easy to look online. Here we see one end of 2021, if I'm not mistaken. You can see a UFO closing itself or opening its wings, doing something. There's an interaction with UFOs. This is right over my house. They're stopped. They're talking to each other, or they're interacting with each other. They're analyzing each other. Don't forget, the Pentagon said they wanted to try to capture one of these lights. So you can't help but wonder if some of these things could be drones, a small one maybe, for example, following these UFO lights. Watch carefully what happens to this UFO.
They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. I got all this potential that's deep inside of me, but they hate when you're successful cause they try to be. They sit there being judgmental because you're trying things, and they just want you to settle and do the right thing. So get a good job, don't slack off. Wake up every morning, make a good impression on your boss. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do, and when you're making money, make sure you don't spend it too soon. Fuck that, I'll do what I wanna do. I got a different path from everyone, and that includes you. Who are you to tell me how to live life? In these times it feels like nobody's right, yeah. So I'ma figure out what else we succeed, and then invest all of my time into that and proceed. I need whatever the hell could make me happy, and I don't think you have a clue what could that be. They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that can make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. I think this life could be special if I get rid of the devils. They think that I am a rebel. I think they want me to settle. There's nobody on my level. They think that work is too stressful. I think that work is essential. The grind is all in your mental, and I don't think you understand what I'll go through just to be in control of my life soon. All the negativity, man, I'm immune. I don't really need a mask with all I've been through. I've been making changes for the ages. 5-10 year plans are contagious. I attack that shit, I'm tenacious. And if you ain't get the
I'm here for this world. I'm here for all of you. I made it my life goal to reach every single person on this earth. More than 8 billion people now. These are weather pods or whatever. Cylinders coming out of the sky. It was not raining. I had thought it was ice. I obviously zoomed up and saw this. Every one of them you're seeing are different. These are not all repetitive cylinders that I'm passing one after the other, the same one. It's all different ones, and these pods happened after, of course, like all the manipulation of weather that we're talking about more now, and we can see strange phenomena. How about a daytime UFO? One very rare sighting is just that, a daytime UFO. Can you see how small it is up there? You probably maybe even have a hard time seeing it top left. Chemtrails over to the right that are there to hide the UFOs, right? Or the UFOs just quite simply use those clouds to hide in the atmosphere in lower Earth. They're like highways, right? Clouds can also be used for applications and frequencies to be able to use a radar. That's how they used it back in the war. Used to run all these lines of clouds, and that way, with that grid, the radar used to be able to pick up everything that was there. It's like people forget about that sometimes. But in reality, that's a daytime UFO. Here's another one, which it's a star that's coming down. Of course, it's stuck in the wire, but do you think that's normal in the middle of the day that a star-like object is coming down to Earth? These are all the things they're hiding. I showed this live in the video, got about 1,800 views. Freehand, guys. Hey, it's still daytime, guys. Look at the sun's still going down. Look at that. Came by to say hi. Nice ball of light in the sky. Low again. I'm doing a freehand. I'm gonna have to. Okay, I'll try to lean on this. Probably gonna disappear before I can get it though. Daytime UFO. Let's bring down the exposure. Ball of light in the sky. Daytime, very rare. Not here though. Aliens up there on the moon, they may be even coming right here soon. An object goes by. I had to slow it down to be able to see it. Down and take a look if we see any type of new features. You can see this one here has an antenna on the right. No, I'm sorry. I had to. It's a wing or antenna. I can call it a hot dog or whatever you want, but you can see that there's something going on there with the wing there. I like pretending, imagining if they were drones. I know the technology could be possible. And there it is coming into the right. Ladies and gentlemen, watch the flash, watch the objects and that ball leaves. So this is in the negative image. Wanted to share that. I'm just trying to open your minds. Look at the synchronicity in the ducks. Imagine if one day they could make drone ducks. What's the use, you say? Oh my gosh, I could do a whole podcast on that. Truth is truth. I don't care what people think. You can be laughed at. Don't worry about what people are laughing at you for. If you know the truth, you don't have to spread the truth. You can just know it and keep it to yourself. Or you can do like me and try to blare it out there and leave everyone else have their own opinion. Don't force someone to believe in your research. When your research is legitimate and you know it, that's the trophy. This is not in 2022, but what you just saw was that military drone. 100% it's something not normal. Here it is again. Some people call them rods of God. Some people call them elongated cigar-shaped UFOs. This was going by between me and the moon. You can tell that it's very close to me and not at all close to the moon. And you see the lines or antennas appearing on it sideways. So this is very important to document and to show everyone because it's more than one sighting. So it's not going to just wind up in some data dump. Here, all my research and findings will not wind up in a data dump because I'm showing it exclusively here. So you can see an elongated object size. Who knows what the size is? I mean, look how far the moon is. This is in the sky close to me. This object is going by in Earth's atmosphere, right? Not in space. And you can clearly see that there are lines coming out at times. We can see in the image on each side like there were little antennas. So let's go back to before 2022. We'll go back to 22 in a second. This, a couple of years ago, including some explosions on Venus, all happened right after 2019 when Betelgeuse would have exploded. Nobody told us about it back then, that there was an explosion at all. It took a long time, many months for it all to come out. So we see those lunar waves, a double lunar wave, by the way, that I was able to capture just 2 years ago. This is Venus. This is almost 3 years ago. Now it's going to be, and it's right after Betelgeuse would have, or during Betelgeuse blowing its top. We see Venus showing massive light explosions or whatnot. This only happened once when I filmed it. And of course, we didn't know what was happening because we didn't know that in 2019 Betelgeuse had exploded. This is why it's important to keep this data and footage, because every couple of years more truth comes out and clarifies why and what these objects are. So watch this UFO consume another UFO as it literally meets up and hits face to face a massive light. Again, 2022 finding with the infrared camera. The sky was crazy, so it just consumed another light. Don't forget, we have the Pentagon and the UAP task force now, even a joint task force now, even though that was divulged. But the Pentagon says that it was an error and that it doesn't actually exist. Do you see what they're doing? Do you see what they're trying to do to us? I say they can't hide anymore. There's too much shit coming out. Here's another one, 2022. For whatever the reason, this UFO is going downwards in the sky. Now, don't forget, I saw objects leaving the surface, right? UFO lights, UAPs leaving the surface of Earth in my town, not the moon, even though I've seen also on the moon. Think of it. Think of what's going on. They just had the report telling everyone they don't know what the lights are. It could be something really serious. I know they lie a lot, but do they lie about everything? This year, 2022, I showed you this research that I got 2-3 years ago, but look what's happening in the center. I had not noticed that. It's objects, UFOs, getting ready to take off from the surface of the moon. This is why they're hiding my channel, because I have a lot of theories and a lot of proof of actual footage of them taking off on the moon. This is far more interesting than all that they showed, those blurry UFO videos from these filmmakers and supposedly leaked Navy videos. They're not going to show you this shit. That's UFO fleets, divisions leaving the moon. There are many people up there, my friends, many. And everyone, thanks for the generous contributions and thanks for watching the videos.
Aliens up there on the moon. They may be even coming right here soon. Aliens are mighty on the moon. Yes, they are up there. Doesn't matter, cause disclosure's coming soon. coming soon.